everybody, it's Connie with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thank you guys so much for joining me for a new simple stamping video. Hey, today I've got a really fun little sweet and sour birthday card. This one is so much fun using the Lemon Zest stamp set. It's just bright, it's just happy. We've even got some fun stamping here on the inside. I think you're going to enjoy today's card. Let's get stamping. I love creating with the Lemon Zest bundle. This has always been a favorite of mine. I think what I love most is that I can take that slice and I can make it a lemon, a lime, an orange, a grapefruit. You have a lot of different options creating with that stamp. And of course, we have fabulous sentiments. Let's talk cardstock. I have a piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock that is cut 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I have 2 pieces of Whisper White, 4 inches by 5 1/4. We'll use one for the inside, one for the outside. And then I have a piece of cardstock 3 by 5.5 inches. We'll be stamping and doing some cutting and punching on this one. And my last piece, I have a piece of basic black cardstock that is 1 inch by 5.5 inches. The last thing we're going to need is a little small basic black baker's twine bow. We are going to start with our Memento Black ink pad. I've got my stamp Happy Birthday. I'm going to ink that up, and I want to stamp that right down here in the bottom right corner. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer, and I want to trim that down to 3/4 of an inch. I do want to point out, you have some flexibility. If you stamped a little bit higher, a little bit lower, go ahead and center up your Happy Birthday, but it'll probably come in somewhere around 3/4 of an inch. You're now going to adhere your sentiment onto that basic black. This is why I said it wasn't crucial that you have it cut exactly at 3/4 of an inch. You have plenty of that black cardstock that will show through. We're going to take 1 piece of the Whisper White, and I've got my Daffodil Delight ink pad, and we are going to start with that lemon slice. And I'm going to stamp this randomly all over my Whisper White. Leave some room. We're going to be stamping some leaves in between, but we do want to kind of fill things up. We want it nice and bright. We want to cheer up somebody on this birthday card. I'm going to get the edges just so they're not too blank. I'm now going to come in with a Granny Apple Green ink pad, and let's take the little leaf. There's 2 of them. Pick your favorite, but we're just going to kind of fill in. It's just going to add some nice burst of the Granny Apple Green to our card. I really like how that looks. We'll fill in kind of our white spaces here. Let me set that off to the side. We're going to do just a little bit of stamping. This is the piece where we cut off the Happy Birthday. We're going to come in with that great big lemon, and I actually want to stamp it down here at the bottom, but I want you to pay attention to one thing. There's a wide end and a narrow end. We want that narrow end down here towards the bottom. It's going to determine which way we use our punch, and this is the best way to use the punch. I'm going to come in with that lemon slice. We'll stamp that. I will be using the rest of that cardstock, but I want to go ahead and do my punching before I stamp anymore. So let's come in with the matching Lemon Builder punch. I love this punch, but we're going to give that lemon a punch. Now, if you don't have the punch and you're not in a position to get it, you could fussy cut that. That is not going to be a difficult one to fussy cut. Now with the 1 3/4 inch circle punch, I'm going to cut out a lemon slice. My leaves. Now before I stamp this onto my cardstock, I want to pay attention to the punch and how that stamp needs to go, because this leaf has a little bit of a curve down here. So I want to be able to move my punch into my cardstock. So I want to make sure I'm kind of paying attention to the direction of my leaf. I'm going to get 2 of those. I want to start with the one that's on the outside. I'm trying to avoid, if I tried to do this, you see, we would have a problem. So we're going to start with this one here on the outside, and let's punch that one. And now we can come in and get that last leaf. Let's stamp the inside of our card. I'm going to stamp a lemon slice right in the center. Well, in the center, but near the top. I'm going to come back in with my Memento black ink pad and squeeze it for all it's worth. I seem to have a lot of friends who want to celebrate their birthday month, not just their birthday. So yeah, I thought the squeeze it for all it's worth was pretty appropriate. All right, it's time to put our card together. Let's attach our large piece of stamped Whisper White on the front and that other piece of Whisper White for the inside. We've got plenty of room to write our message. Our sentiment is going to go right here at the bottom. And now for our lemon, I'm going to adhere these. You notice these leaves kind of go two different ways. I want to get a little double duty there. So I'm going to adhere one that curves this way, the curve down at the bottom. That way they kind of get a little, look a little different. We're going to adhere that to the top of our lemon, but I'm going to show you my little tip for how I'm going to do that because we're going to be using dimensionals on this. So what I want to do, get those in place. Let me flip it over and I will put a dimensional right there. That's going to hold that together. Now we're going to get a few more dimensionals here on our lemon. I would actually feel a little more confident if I had a couple up here. So I'm going to use the mini dimensionals right there. All right, I've peeled off all those backings. Let's add our lemon right there. Now we're going to take one of our lemon slices and we're just going to put it right here. So you can see we just want adhesive here on this one side. Now that's kind of flappy right there. Let's put a dimensional underneath that end. Probably should have thought of that before I started, but you guys know that's crafting, right? We kind of learn as we go. All right, so there's the base of my card. I had that little lemon slice left over. I figure I'm going to use it. Let's just add it here to the inside of our card. And now we just need to attach that baker's twine bow. You guys know I'm a fan of using mini glue dots. They're one of my favorites. And for these little baby bows, whenever we have a little tiny knot, sometimes we can't hide all of that mini glue dot. So you see, I've just kind of rolled it into a little ball. We're going to attach it right there, right next to our little happy birthday. And then we can add our baker's twine bow right there. Such a bright and cheery card. I love this one. And I love this stamp set. What's not to love about a stamp set that has a matching punch, right? And remember, this card can be done with as a lemon or an orange or a lime. Have some fun. It's really a great stamp set. Always been one of my favorites. Now listen, if you want to find out more information about this card, here's what you can do. Head over to simplysimplestamping.com and just look for the February 9th, 2018 blog post. I'll have all the information there for you, and you can grab the measurements as well and see the complete supply list. And if there's something that's not on your wish list that you'd like to be on that wish list, you can just click the pick. It's going to take you right to my online store and we can get it off your wish list because you can order it right there. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours. So be sure to head over to simplysimplestamping.com and check it out. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up. Say, hey, Connie, that was cool. I want to see more of that. I always appreciate that. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Look for that big red subscribe button. You can't miss it. Click that and YouTube will be giving you notifications whenever I'm on live. There's a bell there as well. Click the bell. We want to make sure that you know every time there's new stamping creations waiting for you. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of the video today. Have a great day. Make it a bright and cheery one, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.